Hey guys, it's the Evil Professor with you. We are going to be looking at Mega SCF Megatron, straight from Takara, the Decepticon leader. We'll have a quick look at his packaging here. We got a great big close-up of Megatron. I don't remember him looking like that. That's okay. Mega SCF TF03 Decepticon leader. Look at that, 35 bucks. That's when I first got it. I don't know how much it goes for now. You probably find this on eBay, maybe at some of the conventions and toy shows and stuff. Mega SCF, that super collection figure. It's, if you can see, if I adjust my camera just a little bit upwards, super posable, full painted, not a half painted, not 5/7, full painted. I don't know, I guess that's a good selling feature. Ooh, we've got a quote from Megatron, "Peace through tyranny." I believe that's canon. On the back, if I adjust my camera a little bit more, it shows a little bit more of Megatron. "The truth who the eyes met before." Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I think it's more than meets the eye. Comes with laser hammer. As we know, it's more like an energy flail. And Condor, but we call him Starscream. We call him Laserbeak. Some other pictures of him. The rest of the packaging's got some images from the cartoon. Few of them even have Megatron in it somewhere, like right about here. Can we see that? Okay, enough of the packaging. It's clearly from Japan. It's got all the kanji on it, straight from Takara. Some of the funny translations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust this guy out of his package, and we're going to have a look at Mega SCF Megatron. Hey guys, we're back looking at Mega SCF Megatron. Before we have a real good look at him, there's one other thing I wanted to point out from the packaging, which I should have done sooner, but I didn't. So we're going to do it now. If you look behind here, it looks kind of like how it would be on the Decepticon ship, which crashed into the ocean, which was the Decepticon's base of operations on Earth. Very nice little touch, just to make the background of the box kind of look like that. So if we want to put him back in there, you know, we've got a background for him, which is pretty cool. You couldn't really see it while it was in the packaging, at least not too well. But we can see it now. That's kind of neat. Nice little touch that they add to that. They didn't really have to. Okay, so the big dude himself, Megatron. The sculpt is pretty close to the cartoon, which is nice. He looks very similar. It actually, believe it or not, has a little bit of heft, and this figure is a little over 4 inches tall. And as I said, it's got a little bit of heft. Like, I don't know how to show that to you on the web here, but it does have a decent amount of heft. In terms of articulation, his shoulders are going to move up and down, side to side a little bit. The elbows are going to bend, and they can turn in and out, so that we can give him a little more posability that way. The hands are going to turn 360, but we'll come back to the hands in a second. The head rocks a little bit, but mainly it's going to turn, a little bit forwards and backwards. Or sorry, around side to side. Other arm's going to do the same thing. The hips, not much. You're really just moving there. It's on a ball joint, but because of the armor that he has on his sides here, it doesn't move too much. The knees, they don't have much turn that way, but they do bend a little bit front and back. So not a whole ton of articulation, but not too bad. We can still do some cool things with Megatron here. Maybe I'll adjust the camera up a little bit. Okay. So some of his other features. Well, first I said we'd talk about his hands. And what it seems to be common with some of the figures from Takara, maybe I don't know if I want to say Japanese figures in general, that might be stereotyping a bit too much, but we can pop that hand out, and he comes with extra hands that we can put in, which I'm going to have to really force here to, there we go. Okay. Why? Well, it gives him a little bit of extra posability. We can change the look a little bit just by changing which hand we have in there. We can do the same thing with the other one. We can pop this out, and we can grab the other one, and we can force it back in. This other one, come on, there we go. So we've got Megatron then with his hands open, which could be, you know, depending on what kind of pose you want to do, might be nice. Coming to get you, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, I can touch the camera. Okay. Not too bad. I don't generally change the hands too much on this figure though, and the reason is I do worry that eventually they just won't pop back in as well. They'll be very loose. So I tend to just leave it as his fists. There we go. So what else can we do with this guy? Well, we've got... Can we see it? The hole on his arm there? I guess I've been actually putting his arm backwards the whole time. We can grab his cannon. We need to have that. Could you imagine having a Megatron without a big gun? It would just seem wrong to me somehow. So, I can pop that on there. And now we've got Megatron with his Autobot blasting cannon here. Very cool. Does seem to sit up pretty high, but that's okay. And we can... Now sometimes it seemed to be on his arm like that. And other times it was almost on the side. I don't know. But there we have his cannon, which is very nice. And the last thing that we can do with him, well, not quite the last thing, I'm sorry. Let's say we pop out this hand. We can dangle this nice little accessory on there, his energy flail, or maybe a morning star, which we saw in one episode from the first season of the cartoon, what, episode 2? And it's kind of become a staple for something we have to have on there, and we can whip this around a little bit. And that way, if we want to, we can have a scene where Megatron whips Optimus Prime right off the bridge, which would be nice. Or sorry, it was a dam. I'm sorry. So we've got these accessories for him, which is kind of nice. And last but not least, we said it came with Condor, or as we call him, Laserbeak. I got it right this time. What we can do with Laserbeak, so we can really just do the similar to what we would see in the cartoon, is that he will sit on Megatron's arm, maybe. I thought there was a peg for that, but maybe there isn't. Report. Squawk, squawk. Okay, get out of here. I believe we saw that on the back of the box. It is just going to kind of sit on there. I'm sure there's one that has a little peg for him to sit on. But it's a nice feature that we can have Starscream. I keep saying Starscream, oh my god. Laserbeak coming in to give Megatron a report on the Autobots' position and the best way to blow them up. But we can get rid of him. Now, finding this figure again, probably toy shows, maybe conventions, probably on eBay. I have no idea how much it would go for now. I've had this one for a few years. But if you do see it, it's not a bad pickup, especially if you like Megatron. Clearly, this thing is not going to transform. The point of it was that it's a little more cartoon accurate than the original toys were. Maybe a little more posable. But you're not going to transform anything here. You're just going to make him stand there and look menacing. The other one thing I should point out is the feet. They're very large and they're very heavy. This figure has absolutely no problem standing up, which is nice. We can pose him a little bit and you know he's not going to fall over. So when you have him guarding your computer or you've got him on a shelf with some other Transformers, you know he's not going anywhere. Oh, let's get rid of that. Fist. Fists are better. Okay. So there we go. We've got SCF Megatron, straight from Takara. Thank you very much. Have a good night.